Rising. If not ready is your excuse, getting ready should be a process. If you're so concerned about not having what you need to get started, then getting started is what you need. If you feel like not ready is your excuse, then getting ready should be your process. That means that whenever you don't feel ready, it means that you're ready to start. That's what it is. Because that means that there is something that you ought to learn in order to get yourself to the point where you feel as if you got this. So if you have a feeling of, I need to get ready, then get ready. The process of getting ready is the process in bringing yourself out to begin with. So you mean to tell me there's not a major difference between the process of getting ready and the process of stepping into? It's like you get ready and you step into it. So it's one continuous journey. So we think that it's two different things. Like, I got to get ready, then I'm going to start. You start and you get ready. It's almost like you try to get out the house and you're like, I got to get the house. So I got to take a shower. I got to brush my teeth. I got to do this. I got to do that. It's all part of the process. And then, all of a sudden you're out the house. So the whole journey is the revelation process of the destination you think you're going to. So you're not going to the destination. You grow into it. You're becoming it. Your destiny is an evolutionary point. That's not the end, but the beginning of what is available for you to use. You're like, wow, I didn't know I had all these skill sets. Wow, that means I got so much more stuff to do here in the world. There's a responsibility when you discover what's in you. And the journey to getting ready is finding out. So in the process of, your self-image needs to evolve in order for you to see yourself that way. In the process of, your education about what's possible for you needs to evolve. In the process of, you need to become more skillful. In the process of, you need to become more resourceful. So in the process of getting ready, you attain the skill sets that's going to keep you on the top of it. So while a lot of people think that getting ready in itself is by itself, getting ready is the journey. So you're like, how do I get ready? Somebody say, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. So a lot of people think is when I'm going to hit that next level is when I need to start focusing on my mental, physical, emotional relationships. This is when I'm about to hit this next level. No, because you're focusing on it, you're leveling up daily. So you say, what do I mean? Say, how come this guy, he worked so hard, he made like $10 million, but then his house is still out of order. His family is still not in one. Well, because he got so focused on building the business that he ignored the business of his family and the business of himself. So yes, he got rich in the financial perspective, but he remained poor when it came to the emotional family perspective, because he didn't pay attention to the family just as much as he paid attention to the money. So it's not when you attain the goal that you're going to get the benefits. It's as you grow towards the goal, you become the benefit. So you're like, oh, you mean to tell me I have to become better to get to the goal? Yes. Look, a lot of people say, oh, what would I get to achieve making $1 million? Oh, what would I get to achieve losing this weight? What type of person will you become in the process of achieving it is a lesson that I learned a long time ago, and it makes a lot of sense. Because, I thought when I was in the process of building a business, I'd just be building a business, creating a life for myself, having a fun way that I love to help people and make money, but I didn't know creating a business was also creating me. Shout out to you, Therese. So what I discovered was the business was building me just as much as I was building the business. In fact, more. Because I had to become better so my business can become better. I had to become better so my product can become better. I had to become better in order for my speech to become better. But then I found out that not only did I have to become better, but I had to align myself in such a way where I wasn't just getting skill sets, but my character was in alignment with the words and the skill sets. So not just getting better in the sense of I know more stuff, but I had to get better in the sense of I apply the stuff I know. See, that's wisdom. Not knowing a bunch of stuff is knowing stuff is just knowledge, accumulation of knowledge. Knowing how to apply those things is wisdom. When you are able to say, this is what I know, I'm going to live accordingly to what best serves me and my community. This is wisdom. So the process of growing and becoming is not just wanting to look good by saying I know, but actually living in the good by applying what you know. So you're like, the next evolution of getting ready, of staying ready, is being ready all the time. Is being in one with what you say. Integrity. Integrity. Being ready all the time. You always be in one with your word because you're in one with it. And you say, hey, I'm going to keep realigning myself towards what I say I'm going to do, what I set as a standard for my life, as well as what I am created to do in a way that will honor the Creator. Okay? Because you could do anything you want to do, and that could be good for somebody else. But not everything you do is honoring the Creator. So you're like, I don't care about honoring the Creator. Well, okay, I guess I can't argue with that. That's your belief. But I can say there is a reward and punishment for not honoring the divine laws. So you're like, what do you mean there are rewards and punishments? The rewards and punishments is that there are divine laws that create heaven or hell within you. And whether you align yourself with those laws is going to determine how you live your life. So yes, you don't have to follow the divine laws. You can actually ignore them. However, you're going to suffer the hell of ignoring the divine laws. So which means you have a choice. The choice to create heaven or create hell. It's going to be on the determination of how you want to live. So somebody says, how does making a decision to eat a certain food create hell within me? Well, you decide to indulge in all these food. Now you got inflammation in your body. Now you're walking around worried, sick, feeling sick, tired, and sluggish. You have suffered your own sin of gluttony. So the sin is not a question of ethics as much as it is a question of how you are feeling. It's a question of how you are being. It's a question of how you're experiencing life. Somebody says, oh, I have no clue. Yes, I love the thing that says, yo, do not go to another man's wife and have sex with her, because you might get your head cut off in the process. That's deep. It happens in real life. So you got to look at the emotional things, the risk that comes with certain decisions. So when you don't align yourself with divine laws, you risk getting yourself in situations that you could have been protected from had you just listened. Listen to your intuition, listening to your gut, listening to the divine mission. So a lot of people, they're just really bad listeners because they're clouded. And they only listen to the negative self-talk. I'm here to remind you that, guess what? In order for you to get ready, you got to start the process. You got to get in the line. So you're like, I'm not ready to do it. No, the process is getting you ready. So, okay, how do you prepare for a marathon? Do you just sit at home and say, I'm not ready for the marathon all day? I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Or do you say, I need to get on the track and start running? Yes, I got to get on the track and start running. How do you prepare for a weightlifting competition? You got to get in the gym and start lifting. So for preparation is putting in the work. So you don't prepare yourself and then go get ready. The preparation is the getting ready. The process is getting you ready. So you're like, I don't like the situation I'm in right now. Well, guess what? You get stronger to overcome this situation. God will bless you with another problem, which is a vast opportunity for you to get a little bit stronger. And you're like, what? Shouldn't it be the things I like? Well, guess what? God put something in front of you that you like so much that you're willing to grow through the things you don't like to get there. This is your test to see, are you really for it? Okay, a kid is one of the most empowering people you can learn from. They are so persistent. They don't take no for answers. That's why kids are so powerful. Hey, mommy, can I go to the ball game? And you say no. And they come back and they said, Mom, can I go to the ball game? And you say no. They come back. So kids have learned to listen. No matter what this adult say, I'm going to keep asking. So kids learn how to ask. Kids learn how to knock. The persistent is very empowering. So you want to be like that, almost like to the point of don't adult to the point where you know everything that's going to happen, like you've watched every movie scene ever. I've seen it. I know what's going to happen. I've seen it. Kids don't know. That's why they're so free. They're like, Mommy, can I be this? Can I be the Men in Black? Can I be that person? Can I be the superhero? And they start to be, oh yeah, I possibly can do it. But adults, we have based our entire lives on the basis of the no's that we've gotten, that we are never getting to the yes. Somebody says, right before you even say, but you can, I did it before, it didn't work. Oh yeah, you did it before, and that way it didn't work for you then. Now this is a different way. Try it again in this different way. It might work, but you don't know till you try. You don't know till you try. But the thing with adults is we've almost seen the movie is not exciting when you've seen every ending, because you're creating the ending in your mind. You're like, I can't get started because I know it's going to happen. Do you? You don't. Okay, you're just saying on the basis of what you thought you knew before. So a lot of times you have to forget what you think you know, and then you have to trust. Let's add this other word, trust. Right? Faith. You got to be able to see. Look, once you don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to be great. But you have to trust the process to keep putting in the work that leads to greatness. So a lot of people, they finally develop the courage to start. They say, hey, look, I don't need to be perfect. I don't need to have it all figured out. All I need to do is start, and in the process of, I'm going to create. Boom. But in the middle of it, they're like, okay, I started, but it does not look like I thought it should be looking like. Well, I mean, what did you think it should look like? Have you seen it before? Well, I saw it before. Did you really? You know what? I didn't really see it. I just saw I saw it in their life. I saw it on TV. I saw it in that. But I never really saw it for myself. So you mean to tell me you never saw it for yourself, and you're not going to stick around to find out? I don't know if I can stick around. Well, guess what? You're going to be sticking around anyways. Which means you're going to be living anyways. You're going to be breathing anyways. Question is, are you going to be living? Most people are here, but they're not living out their lives. They're not living out their mission. So you're like, oh, somebody said, I don't want to stick around to find out what would happen if I go back in school for 5 years to become this. Well, in 5 years, you're still going to become the same age. You're like, I'm too old. Well, how old are you going to be in 5 years? For the same age. So whether you're old or young, you're still going to have the same. So the excuse is not even the right. It doesn't even make sense. Because you're still going to get older. Time is still going to pass. Life is still going to go on. The question is you going to focus on what God has in your heart? And you're like, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Okay, I know about this because I used to tell myself this all the time. Here's the guy who's waking up every day, building, in the process of, keep saying he's not ready. Not ready for it. You're already in it. You're like, I don't know if I'm ready to really do this, but you're already doing it. You just doing it at this level, and you can do it at that level, but because you think you're not ready, now you're stopping yourself from the next level. When all you need to do is keep evolving, and then you're going to step into the level. So there was a time when I was like, okay, I know I'm talented, but I don't feel like I'm ready to do this or that, or do this or that. Listen, if you don't think you're ready, if you have some more growing to do, you don't even have to worry about that. You just have to keep worrying about showing up, because if you have some more growing to do, there are spaces where you won't even be able to walk into, and you're gonna have to settle with your current level of where you can put your focus on, and then until you can reach those. So if you don't think you're ready to speak to 100,000 people, I don't think somebody's going to hire you for that. Because they're not going to see that in your energy. They're not going to see that in your self-image. So guess what? If you don't think you're ready for a position, don't even worry about it. Just focus on getting ready, because it won't even be a problem to you. So the most important thing you could do is keep keeping your confidence, increasing your self-image, And then all of a sudden, you only have to think about if you're ready or not, because those opportunities will tell you that you're ready. Because the types of energy you attract, the type of questions you get and you're able to answer is going to reveal to you, oh, I am ready for that. And then you're going to find out because you stepped into it. Instead of thinking, oh, am I ready? Am I not ready? Am I strong enough, courageous? Do I have a... Look, you're going to know because of what you're going to attract. So every day, just raise your vibration so you can be attracting the stuff that a ready person attracts. Then all of a sudden, your blessings start to shift. Okay, so it's a process. It's the process of this. So you're like, what do you mean, brother? So listen, what I came to find out, and this is the most enlightening thing for me, what I came to find out, and guess what? Don't take that simply, because it's not what I came to read, or what I came to hear, or understood from somebody. It's what I came to find out is that it's a revelation. Every day you're revealing a part of you that you like, I knew it was in here, but I didn't quite tap into it. What happened that I tapped into it? Like everything just shifts, so you keep tapping into it. So you know how when some people early on, they just feel like, yo, I got a big thing to do. Like you don't really know the details of it, but you're like, yo, I'm going to do something so big. And it's like so big to you that, yo, it's kind of scary a little bit. You're like, shoot, I got to go do that. Damn, I feel a little fear right there. That's kind of big, dude. That's kind of big. You'd be like, oh my goodness. Yo, I know the forces that work against me. I'm kind of scared. And then all of a sudden, little stuff happens where you start to break down walls, and God is fortifying you little by little for that, and you don't even see it. It's happening in small stages, and you're serving the few. Things is happening in its little stages, and people are like, oh, what's that little business you running? Oh, what's that little thing you're doing? Oh yeah, I've seen you've always been doing that. And then all of a sudden, they don't recognize the power. Every day they're like, oh, what's that little thing you're doing? And you keep doing your little thing every day. You're like, yeah, I'm doing my little thing. I'm doing my little thing. I'm doing my little thing. Yo, your little business over. You keep doing your little thing, and then you stack up all of these little things, and all of a sudden you see bigger. Now you're like, oh snap, I could conquer that. Oh snap, I could take. Oh, this is what's all mine to begin with. Your mindset starts shifting. So the little steps you were taking each day, you were stepping on them, and you were able to see what was available for you, and this whole. You're like, oh crap. This is all the stuff that's possible. Then you step to the next possibility, and now your vision scares you again. Listen, every time you step into the next possibility and your vision scares you, it means that you are now going to grow to be more courageous for that. That's it's good. Like fear housed in, and letting it convincing you that, oh, it's impossible. This is destructive fear. Fear that comes in and says, oh my goodness, this is a challenge. Get stronger. Reveal the lion in you. This is a great fear here. Because this is saying, oh, I'm going to move in spite of it. Oh, the lion's den. I'm going to show them lions what I got. You know what I'm saying? Oh, fire. Oh, they don't know the fire that lies in me. I'm about to walk through this. So you have to get stronger to walk through certain pathways. So you face the next pathway and you're like, I'm not ready. Remember, you walked through the lion's den last night, dude. Like, come on, man. You can walk on that fire. Come on. You went through. Look, you went through that shootout, and you made it through. Come on, you could go through that. You got that. You went through worse than this. So this is like an inspiration that makes you realize that, come on, man, I've been here before. You know what I'm saying? You got to look at yourself in the face. So sometimes I run and I do the whole, I'm running, like you know, like, and it creates a certain energy. So you're like, your state, how do you change your state? You gotta have the lion attitude sometimes. Like, you gotta remind yourself who you are. Like, you gotta be like, man, I was born for this, man. Can't nothing stop me. This is me. Like, and while everybody's like, what is going on with this person? You're like, man, you just don't know. You just don't know what's in me here. You know what I'm saying? And you keep doing it because you are not in fear. So somebody says, man, I got a little fear, man. Like, I really want to do this, but I'm kind of scared, you know. I don't know what's going to happen. I know the powers that be, they don't want to see you succeed. They want to see you live in that. Listen, here's what I want to tell you. Listen, you are not only approved, you're fortified, certified by the Most High. So you are approved, fortified, and certified by the Most High. He knew what was in you before he put you in her. Therefore, reveal it. And you are pregnant with an idea. And the seed, the Holy Spirit placed a seed inside of you that only you can give birth to through the labor and your craft. You are born with a divine gift and talent that only you can give birth to it. And people are not going to understand because it's of the Spirit. They're like, how did you get this gift and idea? Where did it come from? They said, God gave it to me. Oh, yeah, right. God gave it to you, right. So you mean to tell me you're on this earth? How did God give you that gift, huh? So Mary, where did you get that baby from? God put it in your belly? Yes, God gave me my gift, and it's and I gotta reveal it. I'm pregnant with an idea, and I need to bring it. They're like, I don't understand. Why are you going through so many contractions? Hey, I'm going in pain because I got to release the baby, right? Hey, I'm feeling a certain way because there's a lot. It's really a giving birth process. You're impregnated with an idea, but some of you, you're about to get an abortion. Don't do that. Listen, because they talking trash about it. They're like, oh yeah, where the baby at? It's been 12 months. I thought baby's supposed to come out in 9 months. Your baby didn't come out yet. I thought you had a gift. Where's the gift at? I didn't see this baby smiling cool at me. I didn't get no fruit from your tree yet. You're like, don't worry about it, sweetheart. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. You just keep working on your gift. And you're like, oh man, what are you doing? You still watering that bamboo tree? What you doing? You still working on that garden? When you gonna have some fruits? Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Don't worry about it. You just keep being out. They're like, oh, you ain't eat from that tree yet. Why are you putting all that water in it? Guess what? Well, I drink some tea from the leaves. I drink the tea from the leaves. Just putting my hands in the dirt was the benefit. They're like, man, you ain't eat nothing from the fruit. Why you spending all day in it? Listen, even if I died today and didn't eat from the fruits of my labor, the labor was the fruit-bearing thing. They're like, what you mean by that? It means that even if my gift never came out and became fruitful and multiplied, the gift was a gift to me the whole time. Just by putting my hand in the dirt, I was satisfied, fortified, and approved by the Most High. Because I was doing God's work, whether we ate or not. Because the tree was giving oxygen to the world the whole time. Can I get an amen for that one? So what I mean is, even in the process of you cultivating your gift, your talent, your abilities, and nobody are seeing the fruits of your labor or the baby of that seed that's in you, remember that you just got to keep working at it. Because what you don't realize is that the whole fruit, the cultivation process is the beauty. Look, some of my plants right here, a little burdock, got a little tomatoes, and we got little beets right underneath it, right? So we got all these plants over here. I'm actually growing plants, so I know all about gardening. And what I know is, every time I'm gardening, look, some of these plants I haven't eaten from yet, but I've drunk tea from them. I'm like, some of these plants, I'm not going to even eat from them, but just taking care of them have fed my soul in a way I can't even express to you how. Just taking up an hour a day, watering my plants, checking on them, looking at them, it does something to my soul because I'm seeing life, right? This is life, and this is what the excitement comes from. The excitement comes from, not from what you get from life, but from seeing life unfold before your eyes. It's like when I wake up, and you waking up and you doing the whole process, and you damn, this guy got a whole Okay. And you're doing the whole process, and you don't really see the success right away. But if you really step back and look at it, it's beautiful. So you're like, what do you mean, brother? Okay, I'm doing a live video. I'm doing a podcast. This is my gift. This is what I do. There's not 1,000 people. I'm not getting paid a bunch of money for it. It is not to its full fruit bearing like I'd love for it to be, right? Because I love to expand my soul and reach as many people as I can. That's the desires of my spirit, right? You know how your spirit have a forever expansion that it wants to kind of do? That's kind of how I feel. However, I don't need it, because every time that I wake up, I do a live video, I do the rising prime, I'm doing the qigong, and somebody says, yo, this really inspired me, thank you. Yo, me just being out here, it's like, it is fulfilling. It is rewarding in its own. And allow me to just spread the truth about how I feel. A lot of us, we can't see the beauty in our own lives, right? And we got to be able to see that you're just waking up, and whatever it is that you do, that is beautiful, that it's empowering, that it's needed, that it's necessary. You start to see the gift of waking up early and just reading your book. You start to see the gift of waking up early and working on your art. You start to see the gift of being there and supplying your gift to help somebody else grow. So like your own gift unveiling, empowering somebody, doing something in itself is the gift to yourself. And you gotta say it loud, you gotta say it proud, you gotta feel good about yourself, and you gotta understand that what you do is important. Like Rhea Stowe said, this is so relevant right now. It is very relevant, because we need our gifts. We need each other's gifts. And you are a God to, yes, you are a God to your plans. You're helping them prosper. And you're a God to your plans. You are the God of your plans. You create your plans. You have the godly power to create within the plans that you have by sowing the seeds of your gifts, sowing the seeds of the stuff you've learned. Okay? So, like Nancy says, Ibaya says, expand like Jupiter. That's 2013. Yes, true. Okay? So, Ibaya Art says, just doing it every day is nurturing the seed of your gift. One day your gift will become a tree. A tree does not happen overnight. That tree don't grow overnight. Okay? So, that's why I love the story of the Chinese bamboo tree. The Chinese bamboo tree, it starts by growing underneath the ground, and then it skyrockets up 90 feet tall in the last few stages of its growth. But you have to keep watering it and fertilizing it the whole time in order for that to process. Okay? So be like that tree, man, and keep growing every single day. Okay? The Chinese bamboo tree is cultivated underneath, and you have to water it, fertilize it for years and years, up until it grows at the end and it skyrockets up. Okay? So be like that Chinese bamboo tree and trust the process. So for those of you who are listening to the podcast for the first time and you want to tap in, I'm sick of my neighbors and all they noise making. I'm going to invite, go to edtalksdaily.com. Okay, I'm gonna move now a little bit because, like I said, I'm sick of these people making noise, messing up my podcast. It's not their fault, they just doing their works, but it's annoying me, so I don't like it. So I gotta move away from all that noise. But guess what? This is a podcast, and what I want to remind you is this, yo. Listen, don't underestimate your gift. Don't underestimate your gift. You're like, I don't know if it's not that different. It's not that extravagant. It's not that. It don't need to be, yo. It don't need to be that different. It don't need to be extravagant. It don't need to be super unique. It just needs to be your gift and yours, and you do it the way you do it. Okay. So, like I said, this is a podcast, and you could subscribe to this podcast by going to edtalksdaily.com. So when you go to edtalksdaily.com, there's a link there. You can subscribe to the podcast. For those of you who say, hey, look, I appreciate you, Ed, I want to donate to the podcast, go to edtalksdaily.com/donate and buy me a cup of coffee. Buy me a cup of ginseng tea. So it says buy me a coffee. Send some your love donations. Send the gratitude. Alright. But you want to subscribe to this podcast, this is what we do. Text Ed Talks to this number below. Some of you're gonna look at it, you're gonna be like, alright, I can do that. But I don't got time for all that. Ain't nobody got time for that, right? Listen, just take out a few seconds of your time. And you won't regret it. I tell people, text me, you won't regret it, and they think I'm tripping. No. You're going to get some beautiful messages when you need it the most. At the same time, I'm going to send you reminders when I drop the podcast episodes. So text Ed Talks to 561-510-9605. If you're listening to the podcast, text Ed Talks to 561-510-9605. All right. And if you make sure you like this video, leave a comment at the end of it. When you go back, check it out. So you may wonder, like, Ed, why you do the podcast every day? I do the podcast every day because we live in a time where mental health is diminishing, suicide rates are going up. A lot of people are not also stepping in their gifts. So not only is mental health is very important, but our gifts are important. And we need to start revealing our gifts. So this is why I do this every day, to empower the masses to step into their power and step into the power of their gift and utilize that. Okay? So if you want to keep getting these messages consistently, text Ed Talks to 561-510-9605. Now, after you text Ed Talks, you're going to get a reply. It's going to ask you to opt in. Okay? The opt-in feature is just a way for both of us, by both of us, I mean the software that facilitates the process, to let me know that you agreed to it, that I didn't just put you in there. So you got to do that, and then you're going to get a text back, and then you can add me to your contacts. I'll be able to text you. All right. Shout out to Ryan. Shout out to Ibaya. Shout out to Marcus. Shout out to Nancy. I see you out here, okay? If you're not in the text tribe yet, make sure you text that number. Ed Talks to 561-510-9605. And if you didn't leave me a review yet, I'm gonna judge you real quick. Allow me to judge you, and tell you that you're kind of selfish. Damn. What? Yo, I just tried you, but you guys don't get mad. But just help me out. Look, if you leave a review, it means that you don't just take what I add and say I like it. You take it and you say I support you with a review. So I'm just putting it that way to let you know that a simple review can grow what I do. It's better than saying thank you. Thank you sounds good. A review says I support your podcast. So when you're listening to this and you're on Apple Podcasts or Spotify and you see the space where it says reviews, go ahead and click that review button. Alright, go ahead and click that review button and leave a review. Okay. And for those of you who have not tapped in and listened to this podcast review, Ed's words were so powerful in providing me with tools and moving forward on my life journey with confidence. Okay, so this is what the Ed Talks podcast does all around the world. Man, Ed Talks is all around the world, y'all. Okay, but guess what? I wanted to reach more and more people, so make sure you Ed is amazing. It's so motivating. Definitely speaking life into others. Make sure you go leave a review. Okay, so you go to edtalksdaily.com/reviews. Now, you can leave a review natively on the website, but it doesn't do too much. Okay, so I want you to leave it on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Natively on the website, listen, I'm going to ask you for the review so I can feel good about myself. I'm fortified, certified by the Most High. I already feel good. I don't need your kudos, but I do need more people to reach to see the podcast. So when you do go subscribe and you leave a review, it tells the algorithms, yo, let's blast this podcast out. And guess what that does? More people listen. And when more people listen, more people get the benefit. That's what I care about. I want this to reach more people, empower more lives. That's the whole point. Because somebody is going to listen to this and they're going to make a different decision. Okay, so that's why I do the podcast. Now, I like that people talk good about me, but it's not really for the people to talk good about me. It's for the people to hear what the talking good I do about them, and they could get out of a stage of whatever they're going through. All right, this is what Soleil, sun, the beautiful Soleil, left. These words resonate with me so deeply that I had to take notes that I know I'd be referring to for the rest of my life. Okay, I think everyone needs to hear this. All the artists, healers, and feelers of the world. I've learned so much in a short time to appreciate the hardships I experienced because they serve a bigger purpose. Things are working in my favor and not against me. So grateful for this message. Okay, that's just one message, man. And that's the power of Ed Talks Daily. So if you're not subscribed yet, if you're not tapped in, if you haven't left a review, listen, go leave a review. Okay, so go check it out. I'm probably see if I can pull up one more. Okay, that's pretty much it. Okay, so that is it. OMG, literally powerful, and I cried. I needed to hear this. This man is gifted. Thank you. Okay, so those are just a few podcast reviews. I'd love to see yours. Don't feel bad. Just go and readjust. Help a brother out with a simple review. Okay, and then one last final announcement. Every Monday and Friday, I have something called Rise and Prime. Rise and Prime is the premier way of starting your day with a powerful rising routine. So if you wake up sporadically to go to work and you don't tend to yourself before you tend to everybody else's demands, be demanding and taking care of your own mental, physical, emotional health by rising up with a routine on Zoom. It's like a mini retreat in your backyard. We start with 10-minute mental health check-in when you check yourself so you don't wreck yourself, and then we go with another 20 minutes of mindful movement when we do some qigong to release the issues that's stuck in your tissues, and then we do 20 minutes personal development where we grow around a holistic wellness subject, entrepreneurship, etc., and we finalize it with some powerful affirmations, because the power of life and death is in the tongue. And guess what? You can try this rising routine every single Monday and Friday for free up until you decide to join the tribe. All you got to do is text RISE to 561-510-9605. Text RISE to 561-510-9605, or go to riseandprime.com and you'll be able to sign up for Rise and Prime, and you get your day started with a positive morning routine full of seekers, teachers, and healers that come together to grow themselves as they grow their brand. That's my message, and I'm sticking to it. It's the Holistic Motivator, and I want to thank everybody for tapping into this episode of Ed Talks Daily. Remember, you have the unlimited power in you to achieve and release what's in you, but first you gotta believe it in order to achieve it. And until that happens, the world will forever miss all your gifts, all your talents, and all the great things you have to offer. So remember, let your light shine, don't hide it, don't dim it. It's the Holistic Motivator, and I'm out. Peace. Y'all have a blessed day.